It's Alex from Code with Alex, and I'm going to show you today a quick snippet that I created. I usually use CodePen just to test out some ideas, try some new technologies. Case I'm considering, or I'm kind of working on creating a new version of my website. One was maybe more than 10 years ago, and I want to have a lot of different elements. And with this demo that I'm going to show right now, it's kind of how should I say it, animation of content that's being shown on the page. In this case, it's just cards with some title and some text. And in the final version, it will include some graphics, maybe some links. But the idea is that in my website, I want to incorporate both like a standard type of content and some dynamical stuff, some animations, some things that you wouldn't expect. In this case, I was experimenting with animating the appearance of each card. So if I refresh the page, I'll show you guys how it looks. So that's it. I don't know if my video refreshed as well, but maybe if I edit it here, it will be better. I hope that the recording did not stop. Okay. So as you see, each card is being displayed one by one, and if you pay attention, each line starts from different direction. Let's see the first line. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like this type of a Zorro or a snake or a thing. And I'll show you exactly what I was doing there. Start with the structure. One important thing is I've noticed, well, I've been noticing for quite a while that current present day web development doesn't, how should I say it, the current approach to web development doesn't look into optimizing performance. And there was back in the day the concept of semantic web, where each tag represents as much as possible the actual content on the page. So in this case, I was researching a little bit what would be a good semantic representation of cards. And as you see, I'm using PuckJS. It's basically like HTML, but instead of text, it's just the structure is um, supported by indentation. So each line is included in the parent, similar to how I think Python, the approach to Python and to SASS, SAS. So yeah. So as you see, we have a section with the cards, and usually people would say card list, article.card, and yeah. But in this case, I didn't need to add for my testing purposes. I didn't need to add classes, so I didn't. But if there are more content on the page, it would be nice to have some kind of identification or way to separate it for styling purposes. But basically, each card is an article. It has a header part, it has a main part, and maybe footer part, and potentially there will be, I think, figure was for the image. Um, that's it. That's more or less it. And I've created just to be able to experiment. From CSS perspective, it's I've used Flexbox, and in this case, it shows 4 cards per row. So at some at some point in this demo there will be some responsiveness, but right now this is good enough. Um, just to test out the animation functionality. And speaking of, here's the code base. So what I really like to do is I've been coding JavaScript for quite a while. I think since mid 2000s, and I've been using JavaScript before jQuery. So it's really nice, no matter what type of language or do you use to go back to basics. And in this case, with the CodePens, it's a good opportunity for me to practice this approach. And what I do is as well, to keep the code short, is I start with defining some basic utility functions, in this case for DOM manipulation and event handling and manipulating of the style. Plus, I created a util function to add like a timeout, promise-based timeout. I'm using these composite arrow functions because I want to be able to chain elements. And this is a whole different topic of functional programming. I'll show you what I mean in a second. But I wanted to be able to have like a chain that I'm going to show you now, that is very readable. And I'm using the then functionality of the promise. Well, instead of wait, but I'll show you what's going on. So in this case, I'm selecting all the cards and I'm animating them. In the function animate in, then I'm looping through them, and I have this, I would call it animation chain, which I'm using the promise chaining capabilities plus the utility functions. I'm starting. So I was looking. In this case, I want to animate a display it's flying in, and there is no great way to animate between absolute and relative positions I've found so far. Without creating clones of the elements and placeholders and things like that, is to use the transform, the CSS transforms. And this is what I start. So I start with hidden card that's being transformed. In the first case, this is I'm using VW, which is like view width, and this is 100% view width. So it's basically it comes from the right side, and I don't change the height. So in this case, when I animate it, as you see, it will come from the right side for the first row, and for the second row, it's minus 100% view width, so it comes from the left side. And I did a little bit like a little bit of coding here to not to have like a pattern that repeats. So right now I have 3 rows, but if I have 4, 5, 6, it will follow the same pattern. So the first row, the odd rows, it will come from the right side. The even rows, it will come from the left side. Using some very how should I say it, optimized coding. Like I'm putting this in an array, and then I'm using the current index to get whether the current index is even or odd. And yeah, it's like if there are 3 elements, then I can use this. This is the amount of cards per row. So technically, this whole thing could be its own function, but for now I don't need to reuse it, so it's fine here. One cool thing is yeah, yeah. For this is fine. So this says where it comes from. I can change some aspects here, so I can make it so that it comes from bottom right, as you see. So it's ultimately, if I have some kind of a configurator, I can put like a form that has in different properties. But for now, it should be fine. Then I'm using the wait helper function to wait 100 milliseconds. Then I'm mm, changing the transition aspect, the transition CSS property, so that currently I think, I'm handling the transform and the opacity values separately. There is this is the speed of the animation, and this is the offset of the animation, so the wait time. So I'll show you in a second how I can use this and make the elements appear not from the top down but from the bottom up. But in a sense, this is the index. I'm using the index to see how much should the animation of the specific card wait until it's being the transformation or the transition until it's being animated. So I will use the mm, length of the array of cards, and I will dot length minus and I'll put this here because now, as you see, it's weird, but yeah. So it should start from the bottom. Again, it follows this pattern, but it displays everything from the bottom up. So in this thing, I have tested out a pretty robust starting point to be able to, at some point, determine what would be the best loading animation for content or for card content on my personal website. And another additional next step would be to not directly when you load the page, but when a certain portion of the screen becomes visible, or when it exactly gets visible, just to when I scroll down to get the additional cars being thrown on the screen in the way that is expected, so it has like a more fluid user experience. But that's it. This is the snippet, my reasoning behind it, and the current state of things. Leave a comment where you see this content. I think I'll post it in several locations and see how it works. But yeah, I think I'll be doing code snippets like this, or videos about code snippets in the future, so that I go a little bit, maybe sometimes in details of the explanation, but maybe I'll do some shorter form or maybe longer tutorial. But I'm just gonna kick it off as it is, and see how it goes. Thank you, everyone. It's Alex from Code with Alex, and I wish you to live long and prosper. I don't know. Have fun coding. Fun function. No, I don't know. I'll figure out a catchphrase, but yeah. Tell me, guys, if it's interesting for you, what do you want to learn? But yeah, this is part of my 20 plus years of experience where I still test out new things, and I like to keep things simple when I test them. So it's framework agnostic. So I can put this in React or Angular or whatever, or I can just use it as is. But yeah, Thank you, and see you next time.